Happy 2018 everybody. I hope you had a great festive period. I had a great week back home with my family. It was nice and relaxing. I hope you're all excited for the new year because I know I am. Today's video is the start of a 4-part series I've got to help you kickstart your new year to start living the life that you want to lead. I've got some tips and advice that I have discovered that I use in my everyday life that I want to share with you that I hope can benefit you in any way or at least inspire you to start doing research into ways that can benefit you. I'm going to get straight into the video, and today's episode is all about health. So my first tip would be going slow. You probably have heard it before. I feel like it's just so obvious. It's the best advice that's worked for me. I personally follow slow. Yeah, so I think it's so easy in this day and age with the abundance of information everywhere to get so caught up in so much information and trying to do everything at once, and there's all these superfoods and all these things you should be eating and trying and doing, but you don't try and do it all at once. I know personally when previous years when I've tried to make health changes and I've tried to do so much and eat so much different foods, and it hasn't stuck because you've got so much information, you've got so many things you're trying to eat or trying to do, and you just don't know, for foods especially, you don't know how to incorporate them regularly into your diet. Then you're going to be making this one-off crazy meal with all these amazing superfoods in them or different ingredients and stuff, and it's not natural, so you're not going to make it on a regular basis. You're going to make that one-off time where you were super motivated, and then you're not going to make it again, and then those ingredients are going to go to waste in your cupboard or your fridge. Slow is key. So for example, if you want to exercise and you want to start eating better, pick one of those things. I personally picked eating. Eating for me was the easier of the two options, so pick whichever one works for you. I follow a lot of food YouTubers, so I have like a daily sort of inspiration of food and meals. So I just focused on making sure I was buying the right ingredients, right foods, making sure that my meals were healthy for you, that could easily be meal prepping. Meal prepping is a great way to make sure you've got lots of healthy meals and snacks kind of available to you. So I kind of focused on that. I just focused on the basis of eating healthily. Then I started to incorporate different types of foods into my diet. I started to include flaxseed and maca powder, but yeah, I did that slowly. I didn't do that right away because I've only recently, over the past couple months, realised how I can regularly put those into my diet where it's not a hassle for me. It's so easy. I enjoy them with the meals that they're in. I think I'm going to probably look into spirulina as my next thing that I want to incorporate. So yeah, so for that, start slow. And then after I've been doing that for a few months, I did exercise. And for me, I don't really like gyms. I personally don't believe in them because I feel like it's where your soul goes to die. I've probably not went to a good gym though, but that's why. I run in the park, I do yoga in my room, or I do exercise videos in my room. I do what works for me. I'll start going to yoga classes and everything, but I wanted to start with something that I could regularly do, that was something really obtainable, really easy for me to maintain, and I did what worked for me. I've been eating healthy for a couple months. It was okay for me to exercise 5 times a week because I was feeling really good from this food. Get up in the morning and exercise in my room or just run to the park. You definitely don't need to or shouldn't be doing everything at once. Start slow. Learn how to incorporate these things regularly into your life, into your diet. These things should be becoming a habit so that you don't think about them. They're not something that you actively have to think about doing. It's just something that naturally occurs within your day. My cravings changed. I want different things. My body wants different things. When I put unhealthy stuff in it now, it doesn't like it. It becomes a lot easier once you start regularly doing it. It becomes a habit. There's a great quote that I love. I can't remember the full length of it. I'll put it on the screen if I can find it. And it's about time passing anyway. So it's all about how you want to spend the time. So that time is eventually going to pass anyway. So how do you want to spend the time? Do you want to spend it slowly building these habits that are going to create a better life for yourself that can feel frustrating at the start but is ultimately worthwhile? Or do you want to rush yourself, not stick to it and give up, and then 6 months has passed and you're still trying to figure out how to live this life? Or you could have done it slowly and you may not be where you had thought you would be in your head, but you're much better off than if you had tried to do everything at once and become overwhelmed and failed. Slow is key, my friends. Next tip is regarding indecision. Indecision, the bane of my existence. You can have some beautifully crafted goals or desires for your day or week, and then indecision comes along and just shreds them to pieces. Indecision has this way of kind of creeping into your mind and planting seeds of doubt without you really even realising it, and then you're into this full-blown conversation with yourself about whether you should have the chocolate cake or you should have the apple. What we're going to do is we're going to cut indecision out. So once you're regularly cutting out, you're going to become stronger, and in the moments of indecision when you're weaker, your mind's going to be able to ultimately overpower that indecision, or you can decide that you want to go with whatever the indecision is wanting you to, because you know in your head that you usually follow this way, so you're allowed that indulgence this time for whatever reason. But you're going to be able to ultimately overpower it with the knowledge and the routine that you feel better doing this thing, instead of you're a bit tired and you feel like you want, for example, all the sugar and all the chocolate and all the crisps. I think it would be hard to cut out indecision, but it's as simple as just saying that's something I don't eat anymore. It's ultimately about the affirmations that you live by. So you're like, I'm a type of person that only eats a handful of crisps or a couple rolls of chocolate, or I eat fruit every day, I eat lots of fruit every day. It's about being more positive, so you want the positives rather than the negatives. So say, yeah, that indecision creeps up and you're like, oh, maybe I should get that bag of crisps or have some chips from the chip shop on the way home, and you're like, no, I'm not the type of person that eats that on a regular basis. I'm the type of person that goes home and makes a beautiful healthy dinner. Something that I'm totally obsessed with right now is cauliflower broccoli making cream cashew cheese. So good. So yeah, so that's what I would rather eat, and that's what I would think of. I would think of something that I really enjoyed instead of. Just take it out. You just like, so for when I walk into the supermarket now, I'm like, no, I'm not the type of person that eats that. I don't eat this. And when you cut it out, when you're just like, no, it honestly becomes so much easier rather than you let yourself mull over in your head. Ultimately, with indecision, it's about the affirmations of how you want to live your life. When the indecision creeps up, trying to get you to go for something else, you can tell it, you're like, no, this is the type of person I am instead. Or, yes, I am that type of person, but I'm only going to have a little bit of it. It's all about being aware and being ready for the indecision to come. Being aware of the type of person that you are right now and the type of person that you want to keep being and becoming. I've got my last tip for you. It's about being realistic with who you are, being honest and being kind to yourself ultimately. I have a major sweet tooth, and when I changed my lifestyle, chocolate was a big thing for me. It's unrealistic for me to be like, you're just the type of person that doesn't eat chocolate anymore. That would make me very unhappy and miserable, and that's not the ultimate goal of this. The ultimate goal is to become a happier, healthier person. So for me, I buy chocolate and I will make sure I have just a little bit. I can indulge myself a little bit after dinner instead of before, because if you're before dinner, you're gonna eat all the chocolate. After dinner, you're just gonna have a roll or two. And I also make a lot of healthy sweet treats. So I make brownies by Deliciously Ella. She's so good, you need to check her out. She makes healthy sweet potato brownies, and yeah, it fixes my craving right away. It's really good, it's healthy, but it's really chocolatey. I'm using cacao powder and I'm using healthy ingredients. It's like a healthy way to regularly incorporate chocolate into my diet. So I'm usually having chocolate at least once or twice a day in various parts of my meals. But say for example, you could be obsessed with crisps. There's so many healthy alternative crisps to find, which I thought would suck, but they're really good. Or it could be that way where you're like, yes, I'm allowed crisps, but I'm only allowed a handful a night, and then you could lower that to every second night, and then it could just be the weekend when you start craving it, and then maybe that bag of crisps, that handful, will change to the healthy crisps. And yeah, it'll kind of continue on from there. So you have to be realistic and you have to be kind to yourself, because if it feels like a punishment, if it feels like you're denying yourself all these things, you're going to go against it, you're going to pull, you're telling your body, no, you're not allowed all these things, it's going to go, nope, that's exactly what I want. So you have to be kind, and you have to figure out a way to healthily incorporate your cravings or things that make you happy into your life. Or lower them. So it's again with that affirmation. So you're like, I'm the type of person that only has a little bit of that thing, and that's the way it's going to help and change your lifestyle for you. And it does become a lot easier. It can be really scary and it can be really daunting at the start, but start slow, like I said, Make sure you've got some healthy affirmations going on in your brain, the type of person you want to become, so that when the indecision comes, you know what type of person that you want to be and you can fight against the indecision. And then yeah, you need to be kind with yourself and be realistic, and be making sure that you're incorporating the things that you enjoy in your life in a healthier way or less quantity way. And then once you start regularly doing it, you can look at changing those ratios or those products or ways that you're incorporating your cravings into your life. And yeah, hopefully those tips helped. Not really great at the advice giving thing. My sister tells me regularly that I'm really bad at it. I'm hoping that you maybe managed to get something from this video. None of my recipes or anything I make is me. I hate cooking. So I follow a lot of YouTubers, like I said, so all my inspiration is from them. Two great YouTubers that I follow is Cam and Mina and Pickup Lines. They're both great. They're both calm, soothing, inspirational, beautiful videos. I recommend both of the channels. I feel like when you're regularly incorporating positivity and yeah, things that inspire you and make you feel good and want to do good, then yeah, that's how you're going to start living your life and putting those positive things into action in your life. There's so much inspiration out there. There's so many healthy bloggers, books, YouTubers. Go out and just have a wee feel around, find what works for you, what you resonate with. And so yeah, I recommend daily inspiration or whenever you're able to incorporate it, because I know whenever I'm feeling a bit icky, I watch those videos, I watch the people that I follow, and yeah, they always pick me up, turning my mood around if I'm down, because yeah, they're lovely videos and they're really inspirational, and yeah, they make me feel really good when I watch them. So I would recommend checking those two out, but like I said, there's so many out there, so find what works for you. I hope the tips helped, even just a little bit, with all my ramblings. If not, I apologise, and I will be back hopefully in the next week or two with the second video and the health part of this series, and I will catch you next time.